Alright, so during conducting the scientific handwriting examination, we follow three steps. So the first one is the analysis, which observation and determination of the properties or the characteristics. Second is the comparison, which entails the actual comparison of the characteristics of known item with familiar or characteristics of unknown items. Lastly is the evaluation, the correct interpretation of the characteristics. Alright, so the first observation is the initial stroke. In question specimen, initial stroke of the signature shows inconsistent omission of the diacritic suggesting its habitual writing feature. While in standard, as stated showing its consistence of the absence of the diacritic to all specimen. Next observation is the lower loop, which is in a question specimen, lower loop executed in smooth motion that reconnects fluidly to the subsequent strokes. While in standard, similar to all specimen, also shape and size is consistent in formation across specimen.
So the next characteristics is the retracing. And the question, the lower loop or the letter G exhibit retracing which initiates the continuous stroke or the signature up until the partial end. While in the standard, the retracing shows consistency or these features within it continued until the terminal stroke or the signature. Next is the connector. In the question, garland-type connection shows partially to letter U and A, while in the standard, the connecting stroke between U and A letters exhibits garland formation to all specimens.
So for the next observation, the question is for the middle portion of the signature, particularly in the end part, form a hump which is more broad and flattened instead of being narrow or angular. And for the standard, the consistent movement or the end that forms a hump to all specimens shows habitual writing of the person writing this signature. Next, for the question is there is a retracing tendency on the letter D where the downstroke is close to the upward stroke. And for the standard, in all specimens, this results to a narrow, more compressed stem creating a tight vertical rather than a wide loop.
So the next observation of the question specimen. The ink appears to be fairly dark and consistent, suggesting its heavy pressure. Now for the standard, the pressure is controlled through all specimen giving a consistent darkness when written. For the last observation of the question specimen, the terminal stroke shows upward to the right ending in a pointed finish. While the standard, this shows to all specimens that the terminal stroke is in forward motion and the deliberate finish of the signature.
And now for the general appearance of the handwriting signature. Similarities are shown on both questions and standard specimen, displaying a continuous cursive from left to right, motion with smooth and close stroke of connection. Although there is a clear distinction, especially to the question specimen, showing a pen length near at the end of the stroke. The line quality appears to be fluid rather than slow. The strokes are well connected with only minimal breaks. Generally, all specimens exhibit a smooth and continuous line quality. The stroke structure, on the other hand, also shows a smooth clockwise on the initial loop, flowing directly into the rest of the signature without interruption. However, as mentioned before, the question specimen clearly shows a pen lift. All signatures maintain a stable alignment relative to the baseline. Though a slight upward proportion, it maintains a consistent ratio primarily in the initial loop. Middle strokes are compressed along the baseline, with the ending stroke rises above. there is a key similarity in terms of the slant, consistently going rightward, which is typical to a cursive writing. So in conclusion, all specimens demonstrate a high degree consistency in all handwriting characteristics, sharing a cursive and continuous stroke, clockwise initial loop, connected garland style, and an upward terminal flourish. Taken together, these specimens share a strong similarity in the above-mentioned characteristics as well as the writing habits.